Hi friends, today we are breaking down all the details of missing 15-year-old Thomas Medlin. And I can say, you are not going to want to miss this one. You and I are going to break it down with all the details police have released so far, and all the information we can gather by reading between the lines. After the video, leave a comment with your theory of what you think may have happened to him. And don't forget to like and subscribe for future content. Thomas disappeared on Friday, January 9th. According to his parents, that morning started off like any other day. His father said it was a typical morning. He was listening to music and bouncing around the house. He was in good spirits, and his parents didn't notice anything different with him. He attended a private school on Long Island called Stony Brook School. He went to all of his classes that day, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Around 3:30, he left school and walked approximately 900 yards to the Stony Brook, Long Island Railroad, where he boarded a train to Manhattan. His train arrived at Grand Central Station around 5:30 p.m., and he is captured on camera disembarking the train. Police have not given much information, but between the time he arrived at Grand Central Station and entered the bridge, he was spotted in Lower Manhattan near Cherry and Rutgers Streets, and later in Brooklyn near Sands and Jay Streets. This is where things start getting blurred. Investigators said he is seen on video, on the pedestrian walkway of the bridge, at 7:06, pacing back and forth. His last phone ping, just 3 minutes later, was at 7:09, and then 1 minute later, at 7:10, a security camera captured a splash in the river. The verbiage they used leads me to believe the footage of him pacing on the bridge was from a camera on the bridge, but the splash is worded in a way that seems to reference a camera from a different location, such as the Brooklyn Bridge or another structure not related to the Manhattan Bridge. The bridge has two entrance/exit points, one in Manhattan and one in Brooklyn. Police said there is no footage showing he ever exited the bridge. His dad, Jim, visited the bridge to walk the path that the investigators believe he took. He said, "I walked that bridge as fast as I could yesterday, and in 7 minutes, I hadn't even reached the water yet. I was still over land. It took another 4 minutes to finally be over the water." He added something interesting. He said, "They say the splash came from the Manhattan side, but if you were running from 6:58 p.m., you couldn't make it across the bridge that fast." Investigators have not said what time Thomas entered the bridge, nor what side he entered on. But his father said the splash was observed on the Manhattan side of the bridge, and that even if you ran from 6:58, you couldn't make it across that fast. This tells me that the family has a little more information than the rest of us. I believe they have footage of him entering on the Brooklyn side at 6:58, because 6:58 is a very specific time. And he said he walked as fast as he could and it took 11 minutes to reach the water. If Thomas started at 6:58 and it took approximately 11 minutes just to reach the water, then that would put the time at 7:09 p.m., the time his phone pinged for the last time. However, that was just reaching the water, not the splash site, which investigators said happened on the other side of the bridge. So, based on where we know he was spotted, we can surmise that he took a subway near Grand Central Station to Canal and Bowery Streets in Manhattan, and then another one from there to Sands and Jay Streets in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn entrance is his most likely point of entry, based on the information his father gave. The bridge is 1.3 miles long, and at a steady pace takes 30 to 45 minutes to cross. Assuming Thomas, being young, can do it in 30 minutes, and the splash was on the other side of the bridge, it means it would take at least 15 minutes just to reach the middle of the bridge, and longer to reach the splash site. I'm assuming the splash site is closer to land since it was caught on another camera, which I believe was not located on the bridge. So how could Thomas enter at 6:58, make it over halfway across, and pace for a little bit, all in under 11 minutes? If my assumptions are correct, then the police's theory cannot be. Then there is the object he is carrying in this photo. You can see he is carrying something that is fairly large. Neither police nor his parents know what it is. They said it could be a jacket or his backpack. In this photo, it appears to me as if he has his backpack. You can see the straps on his shoulder. However, at the same time, it looks like that could be part of his coat's design. What he is holding, to me, looks like it's some sort of bag. One thing that came to mind while I was trying to figure out what it is could it possibly be a life jacket? I don't know. The photo isn't great quality, so it's really hard to tell. But I'm thinking that could be a possibility. So, if the splash is related to his disappearance, then is it possible that if it wasn't Thomas going into the water, it was him tossing whatever it is he was carrying or his backpack? With his phone not showing any activity after 7:09 and no pinging on any towers nearby, then his phone most likely went into the water. In this photo, you can see he did still have his cell phone with him after he got off the train. The river is salt water, and due to the density of the water, it will immediately stop pinging to the cell phone tower. However, this theory only works if Thomas was able to get to the Manhattan side of the bridge, where the splash occurred. I, for one, would love to see the video of the splash. I mean, in a large river like that, the camera must have been close enough to see something. Then there's the Roblox theory. His parents believe he left school that day to go to Manhattan to meet someone he befriended on Roblox. One of his classmates told them he mentioned he wanted to meet up with someone he met on the game, and his friend warned him about the dangers. His mother also stated that prior to his disappearance, he asked her if she would take him to Times Square. Investigators subpoenaed Roblox for Thomas's activity. They said they fully complied, and after a thorough search, they did not find any indication he was chatting or making plans with anyone. They said he also did not have any chats indicating there was information being shared as to contact anyone on another platform. However, since then, his parents found another 5 Roblox accounts that they were not aware of. They said Roblox is currently looking into those accounts as well. Authorities said there is no indication of foul play, and his parents are worried that their tunnel vision of him self-harming will stall the investigation and he may never be found. They are adamant he was not depressed and he would not do anything to harm himself. His father said, "He never left home by himself to take trains to the city. He didn't even know how. A transit worker actually let him through for free because he told him he didn't have his wallet, which he had never even owned one. Also, all of his devices were wiped clean. All activity was erased, and his parents believe someone must have advised him on how to do it." I personally have a lot of questions. Why are police not releasing the video footage of him pacing on the bridge, or the splash that was caught on camera? Could he have been pacing because he was nervous, and he was waiting for other people around him to leave? Why are they not saying which direction he was walking in? Was he carrying that mystery item when he got off the train? They are asking for the public's help, but are not giving many details. The more information we have, the more likely it might trigger something someone may remember. And, if the self-harm theory police are going with is true, why would a child from Long Island take an hour-and-a-half train ride to Manhattan only to walk across a bridge and jump? Long Island is surrounded by water, and there is a multitude of places he could have went closer to home. And why take a backpack along? I would like to know if he played other online games other than Roblox. He could have been in a Discord group and chatted with people in there. Or, another theory I have that no one is talking about. And this is just me thinking out loud. If you look at the object he's carrying, one of my first thoughts was that it looked almost like it could be a life jacket. It looks like there are yellow buckles or clips. Is it possible he was planning on making a video of his jump and wasn't trying to self-harm? Crazier things have been done for social media. But if this was for a stunt, that would not explain why he wiped all of his devices. I just can't help but think someone else is involved, or at minimum, knows more information. And I believe this is more than a meetup or a self-harm scenario. Living in Long Island, he is surrounded by water, but there is something very specific to him about that location. I don't think it was an intentional self-harm, and if he was meeting someone, they wouldn't have made him take subways and walk to the middle of a bridge. They would have picked him up at the train station. So what are your thoughts? Do you think he went all that way just to self-harm or meet someone? Do you think he made it off the bridge and it just wasn't captured? I'm not sure about this one. I have my thoughts and am going to keep following up. But my armchair detective instinct is telling me this was not a runaway situation, since he was not spotted with any other person in any of the footage that caught him. And I'm not sure it's a self-harm scenario, because him going all that way just to jump in water doesn't make any sense to me. I am thinking this was possibly a stunt that went horribly wrong. And honestly, I'm not sure the police even believe their own theory, because I cannot find any indication they even searched the river looking for him. Thomas is 5 feet 4 inches and 130 pounds. He was last seen wearing a black jacket with red stripes, dark sweatpants with white stripes, a black backpack, and glasses. If you were in the area on January 9th, please check dash cams, Tesla recording, and any videos you may have taken. Businesses in the area should check their videos to see if he is captured walking by. Even the slightest detail should be reported, since sometimes those are missing links that bring it all together. If you know anything, please contact investigators at 631-854-8452. If you made it all the way to this point, you are a rock star, and I hope you will consider liking and subscribing.